Well, we now know why. It has been 10 months since Joe Biden has done a true press conference. Yep. Because it's a complete disaster. Yeah, we're going to break down everything that you need to know from Stumblefest 2022. And did a man who identifies as a biological male just end the transgender debate on Dr. Phil? Yeah, that guy. You know, the guy who kind of looks like Kid Rock a little bit if he had put on some weight. Right. Well, we got this and so much more to go over today on the Joe Padula Show. Absolutely.
He doesn't wonder what it's like on the ground in Afghanistan. He's been there, serving our country and defending Lady Liberty.
Absolutely.
It's the Joe Padula Show, Clarksville's Conversation.
Hey, how you doing? My name is Joe Padula, a former soldier with the 2nd Brigade Combat Team Strike, 101st Airborne Division Air Assault. And this veteran, not victim, is ready to have a conversation, ready for true facts, your opinions, and of course, the topics of the day. And I appreciate the opportunity and the time as I continue my mission of defending the Constitution of these United States of America and we, the people. With that being said, let's say hello to who's hanging out with us today. What's up, Bay?
How's it going?
Yeah, it's good to have you.
Nice to be here.
I finished Cobra Kai. Yeah. You know,
No mercy.
Cobra Kai on what's it called? Netflix. It originally started on YouTube. It was a YouTube original. And then Netflix bought it because they're like, oh, this is damn good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was so good.
Ended good.
You want me to? Well, they still got another season.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not out yet. Right. Do you want a spoiler alert?
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Oh, you can't?
Can't do it. Just, I love how they incorporate all the people from the past movies into the series. It's fantastic. What's up, Chief Wiggins?
What's going on, Joe?
Good to have you, brother.
It's good to be here, man.
You got pink behind you, huh? Apparently.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's
I've
green.
I've
when
got
you
green
look.
behind me.
Right,
Yeah.
Right. Theater of the mind. And Mikey Glaze in studio. What's up, Mikey?
How's it going?
I see you got the camera today.
Yes, sir.
Good. I love his pictures. He is a great photographer. We got Lily in the corner. Do you want to see the camera, Lily? No? All right. Well, let's see what we got going on for you today. All right. So, with that being said, yep, we now know why. It's been 10 months. 10 months since Joe Biden has done a true press conference. A true one. Because it is a complete disaster. So we're going to break down everything that you need to know from Stumblefest 2022. 2 hours long, but we just got it in minutes for you. That's now on the Joe Padula Show. Absolutely. Hey, make sure to type in your comments, your questions, your answers, and for the chance to win a free shirt from our Let's Go Brandon shop at lgbonlinestore.com, smash that like button. And make sure to share this video. Do it now. Do it now. And you got to be subscribed to the channel. And for the new year, use the promo code JOE at the checkout for 25% off. That's right, 25% off. You get to pick your T-shirts. Pretty cool. Not too bad. All right. Well, which one you want, Bay?
The hoodie.
Oh, you want the hoodie? Yeah, the hoodie's a good one. Okay. So nonetheless, let's move forward. So due to so many failures on so many different fronts, the Biden administration decided that the best way to stop the plummeting poll numbers was to do a live Q&A with some members of the press. If you remember, this is something President Donald J. Trump did on a weekly basis, but nonetheless, we'll take it. Deal. So, a lot of problems out there. Like China, Russia, the border crisis, record inflation, the handling of COVID, and so much more. Let's get into what the commander-in-chief has to say without the crutch of a teleprompter. Spoiler alert, after the press conference, trending on Twitter was #dementia. I know. All right, let's start off with an easy one, okay? The question has to do with schools being open or closed.
Okay.
Most Republicans want schools open, and most of who want them closed or restricted are Democrats and the leftist teachers union. So the question is, since most of America wants the schools open, will this hurt the Dems in the upcoming midterm elections? A simple yes or no answer would be suffice. Let's see how Biden handles this softball.
Could school reopenings
or closures become a potent midterm issue for Republicans to win back the suburbs?
Oh, I think it could be, but I hope in God that look.
Today, Junior.
But as time goes on, the voter who is just trying to figure out, as I said, how to take care of their family, put three squares on the table, stay safe, be able to pay their mortgage or their rent, etc., is becoming much more informed on the motives of some of the political players
Yeah, I agree.
and some of the political parties. And I think that they are not going to be as susceptible to believing some of the outlandish things that have been said and continue to be said.
The hell did he just say? Like, you understood the question, right? Everyone understood the question.
Right.
Okay, schools open or close.
Simple yes or no.
Will this hurt the Dems in the midterms? I don't know what the hell he just said. We just listened to almost 2 minutes. Seriously, what did he say? Someone interpret it.
My brain is dead. I can't. I don't know.
He reminds me of the bartender in the Boondock Saints.
Oh, it's been a while. I gotta watch that one. When he just rambles.
Yeah, like he'll
Incoherent.
start making like a really good point, and
Right.
then he'll just say something about a tree somewhere or something like that.
Now
Just-
you leave
yeah.
that bartender alone, man. He was on Fraggle Rock. Leave him alone.
He was. That was who? That was
That bartender.
That was the guy from Fraggle Rock.
Yeah.
Uncle Traveling Matt.
No.
that was an actual Fraggle. All right, all right. But here is Biden. He's taking a question about the filibuster bill that Biden was destroyed, by the way, when 2 Democrats voted with all the Republicans, ultimately preventing our election process turning into socialism. Praise Jesus for states' rights. Well, I want you to count how long it took for a response following the question being asked. All right. So here you go.
Okay.
I'm not editing. None of this is edited, by the way. Okay?
It's not CNN.
Right. This has not been edited. This is just straight from the actual press conference. And here you go. Remember, count after the question's asked.
Caitlin?
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I have a question for you, but first, I'd like to follow up on a question from Yamish, and that's on the filibuster.
That counts as a question, but go ahead.
Okay, I'll make it quick. It's a quick
you
question.
can.
It's not funny.
Regarding the filibuster, at John Lewis's funeral, President Barack Obama said he believed the filibuster was a relic of the Jim Crow era. Do you agree?
Yes.
If not, why not abolish it if it's a relic of the Jim Crow era?
Successful electoral politics is the art of the possible.
I got 6 seconds.
Yeah, about 6.5.
Because he was thinking of what to
Let's
say.
figure out how we can get this done.
Okay, so
Because he was thinking of what to say.
that was a long pause. I got 6 seconds. That's about right. But did you see that, though? He had to read a short statement already written down and then just said that we have to get this done. It's unreal. Like, he got a question and he just read a statement that was written down. Now, remember, the asking of these questions are mostly activists, okay, that are disguised as reporters and journalists. So, but I'm telling you, again, mostly pre-scripted. So, honestly, I'm not even sure I can call this a true press conference. But nonetheless, let's move on. Let's see how Biden handles a question on election integrity. Can you believe that?
Ruh-roh.
Election integrity, but not concerning 2020. We're talking about, I don't know. In 2020, I mean, half of the country still has questions about some certain things of which still not allowed to discuss on YouTube. Yet, this election integrity is what they're talking about. 2022 midterms and also the 2024 presidential election, because the majority of American states have passed laws to show ID to cast a ballot. So let's see what they say.
Thank you, Mr. President. Speaking of voting rights legislation, if this isn't passed, do you still believe the upcoming election will be fairly conducted and its results will be legitimate?
Well, it all depends on whether or not we're able to make the case to the American people that some of this is being set up to try to alter the outcome of the election.
So he just admitted that elections are rigged.
Well, it all depends, is what he said.
If it needs to be rigged.
Right.
What states?
So it all depends. Which means if the Republicans win, no, the election will not be legitimate. But if the Dems win, yes, of course it's legitimate. Duh.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't supposed to say that. Okay, I'll correct it.
Here, I mean, they are getting ready for the big red wave coming. Okay, in the midterms. They are. They see the numbers. They know it's going to happen. And they will not blame their loss on woke policies and inept handling of many crisis situations.
Who they gonna blame it on?
They will fall back to their go-to, racism.
What?
They lost because of racism.
Racism.
Funny, coming from the Democrats, the party of slavery, Jim Crow, KKK, internment camps of Japanese and Italian Americans, right? And don't forget the crime bill, right? Right, Joe Biden, right? Oh yeah, remember last year when we got a video deleted and a strike on YouTube when we questioned a certain election?
Well, yeah.
Look, all I'm saying is I paid $1.04 for gasoline when Trump was president.
Boy, do I miss it. But anywho, Biden doubled down, okay? And goes onto, I don't know, what is more difficult? How can I say this? He says that it's more difficult for people of color to get an ID and go vote.
What?
That's generally the argument that I've heard.
That sounds racist to me. You're saying that.
And who's saying this?
This is the left. This is the Democrat talking point.
So the vote I did twice doesn't count, right?
No. How'd you do it? I'm surprised.
I do have an ID.
Everybody,
I registered, but what?
everybody I know got an ID, and everyone I know that don't got one ain't got one for a reason.
Everyone you know is privileged.
Apparently.
Let's see the question.
Well, I think
response.
if, in fact, no matter how hard they make it for minorities to vote, I think you're going to see them willing to stand in line and defy the attempt to keep them from being able to vote. I think you're going to see the people we try to keep from being able to showing up and making the sacrifice that needs to be made in order to change the law back to what it should be. But it's going to be difficult. I make no bones about that. It's going to be difficult.
Yes, it's always going to be difficult to try and pass laws so anyone can vote without identification. While you Democrat-ran cities are making restaurants ask for a vaccine ID to enter and eat. Yep, they know they are hypocrites. They
Here's
just
my ID.
don't think that they think you're too dumb to see it. Don't you get that? Same thing. Remember last week we talked about this? Biden went down to Georgia looking for a vote to steal. Compared those in favor of voter ID to the likes of historical racist Democrats. Here's a quick reminder.
Do you want to be on the side of Dr. King or George Wallace? Do you want to be on the side of John Lewis or Bull Connor?
Bull crap.
Do you want to be on the side of Abraham Lincoln or Jefferson Davis?
Hog.
This is the moment to decide.
Don't forget, George Wallace, governor of Alabama, Democrat, wasn't for civil rights. Bull Connor, he was Birmingham, Alabama, another one, not for it. Democrat, by the way. Jefferson Davis, president of the Confederacy, was a senator out of Mississippi, and oh yeah, he was a Democrat too.
Oh, he said John Lewis too.
John Lewis. John Lewis, who, by the way, voted against George Wallace in the Alabama election.
But look,
And he voted for a Republican.
And look what he was now.
Well, yeah.
Till he died.
Yeah, and then he became a congressman, a Democrat. Go figure. But, all right. So, there it was. Just a little reminder. Well, he was asked about this at the press conference. He got triggered. He even got mad and said this.
You know, you campaigned and you ran on a return to civility, and I know that you dispute the characterization that you called folks who would oppose those voting bills as being Bull Connor or George Wallace, but you said that they would be sort of in the same camp.
No, I didn't say that. Look what I said. Go back and read what I said and tell me
what
if you think I called anyone who voted on the side of the position taken by Bull Connor that they were Bull Connor.
Do you want to be in the side of John Lewis or Bull Connor?
And
that is an interesting reading of English. I assume you got into journalism because you like to write.
So did you expect that would work with Senators Manchin or Sinema?
No, here's the thing. There's certain things that are so consequential. You have to speak from your heart as well as your head.
He speaks out of his butt.
I was speaking out forcefully on what I think to be at stake. That's what it is. And by the way, no one forgets who was on the side of King or Bull Connor. No one done.
Martin Luther King Jr. was a Republican, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay. They don't teach you that, though. They don't teach you
History books will note it. And when I was making the case, don't think this is a freebie. You don't get to vote this way and then somehow it goes away. This will stick with you the rest of your career and long after you're gone.
Just stick it up, Mr. President.
And Arizona will keep electing Sinema because of her stance. People of West Virginia will keep electing Joe Manchin because of his stance, because they were elected by the people of those states and they represent them. Damn, man. Come on, man. But yep, he said it. Do you think he forgot that he said it?
Yep.
Or is he just straight up lying?
I think they're lying because I've seen plenty of instances where Democrats or the people on the left they'll make a statement and then somebody later will call them out on it. That's not what I said. And it's like, that's exactly what you said. We have the transcript.
We got it all right here, Bay.
It's politics.
Okay. Oh,
yeah.
Bay gonna lie regardless
because they think we're dumb and we don't have the capability of pulling up footage from last week.
Part of it.
Okay.
He should have done that during his press conference.
It's just like when Kamala Harris before the election, she was like how dare we have Donald Trump have these immigration standards? Like people need to come here, and then afterwards, once they get elected, she goes down there. Yeah, anybody who wants to come here, don't.
Technically, she didn't go down there.
No,
wherever she was.
She's been down on many other places.
Hey-o.
Heels up Harris, but I think maybe Mikey Glaze is right. Maybe he just doesn't even remember.
Could be.
Well, he was asked about his cognitive fitness. I couldn't believe this one. I'm watching. I go, somebody asked it. Wait until you see how Biden responds.
Thank you very much for this honor. James Rosen with Newsmax. I'd like to raise a delicate subject, but with utmost respect for your life accomplishments and the high office you hold. A poll released this morning by Politico Morning Consult found 49% of registered voters disagreeing with the statement, Joe Biden is mentally fit. Not even a majority of Democrats who responded strongly affirmed that statement.
Well, I'll let you all make the judgment whether they're correct.
Well, so the question I have for you, sir.
Did you hear him try to the judgment? Thank you. Right.
Yeah. Next question.
But listen to the reporter from Newsmax. I can't believe he called on a guy. See, here's the thing. He doesn't even know who these reporters are. He doesn't know this guy is from Newsmax. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, they didn't vet all these people before?
No, and he doesn't know, and we'll get into this a little bit more, because he doesn't hold press conferences. He doesn't know who these people are. But listen, still on the cognitive.
If you'd let me finish. Is why do you suppose such large...
Yeah, again, he tried to not even... The question wasn't even asked yet.
Right.
And Biden's like trying to, next. Well, yeah, here, listen.
If you'd let me finish, is why do you suppose such large segments of the American electorate have come to harbor such profound concerns about your cognitive fitness? Thank you.
Where's my popcorn?
No idea.
I have no idea.
Oh, see?
That was it. I have no idea.
Man, I need to run for president. If I can just get up there and be like, I don't know, next.
Hey, are you mentally fit to run a country? I have no idea.
Next.
The correct answer would be, they are wrong, and I'll take a public cognitive test with you right after this press conference.
No.
I have no idea actually proves damaged cognitive skills. Bay?
No, the correct answer. I'm right here running it now, ain't I?
Right. Okay. Not even the, I have no idea.
Well, sir, there's a reason I'm here and you were there.
You know what I'm saying?
The question triggered him, and this is why he moved on immediately. He can't handle real questions that are not written down for him in his notes. And the fact that this wasn't written down in that notebook that he's holding, the ones who are pulling the strings, I have questions about their cognitive reactions and results. All right, but what about foreign policy, right?
Idea.
Oh, I have no idea.
Yes.
Yeah, what about foreign policy? Okay, with Russia on the border of Ukraine, look at what could be an invasion, which I do believe some pro-war establishment politicians are begging for war. But what does Biden say when asked if Russia does invade our sovereign ally, Ukraine?
Russia will be held accountable if it invades, and it depends on what it does. It's one thing if it's a minor incursion and then we end up having a fight about what to do and not do, etc. But if they actually do what they're capable of doing with the force amassed on the border, it is going to be a disaster for Russia. My guess is he will move in. He has to do something.
It'll be a disaster for Russia.
He has to move in. He has to do something in regards to Putin. What? And a minor incursion. An invasion is a minor incursion? Okay, so he doesn't invade all of Ukraine, just this section that holds all the oil.
You know what this sounds like?
What?
This sounds like World War II.
Well,
all right, Hitler. Hey, look. You took Poland. Stop there.
No, Poland was the invasion in 1939. It first started because you're right. This does sound familiar.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, let's see. Well, we don't have to go back to World War II under Obama with Crimea. All right. Another one. Don't do it. Don't do it. He did it. Okay, fine. All right. But then, yeah. Hey, Hitler. Sure. You know what? Just Austria. And that's it. Okay? All right, Czech Republic, fine. All right, but that's it. That's it. Wait. Oh, Albania? Okay. Oh, you want Albania as well? All right. And then, hey, don't blitzkrieg into Poland. Don't you do it. Stop it. Stop. Damn it, Adolf. All right. Yeah.
I mean, it's funny, but that's exactly what that's exactly what it sounds like is happening here.
It's appeasement.
It's kind of funny. It was done by 3 Democrats.
And here's the thing. I mean, with China, with the same scenario, and over at Taiwan right now, I mean, they...
North Korea can't wait.
I mean, do you not think that Putin was not watching this and spitting out his vodka laughing? Right?
Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's not funny, man.
Strong like bullshit. Yeah. Biden is not doing well. And even the left-leaning pollster, Quinnipiac, has him at an abysmal 33% approval rate. So Biden was asked about what he thought about his first year in the Oval Office. Aside from the 95 days, 27% of it on vacation and in Delaware.
Can I guess
Most
what his,
ever? Yes.
what his
your
response
guess?
is going to be? I have no idea.
I have no idea. I have no idea. Next. Let's take a look.
I'm happy to take questions. Yes.
Again, notice when he doesn't have his sheet and doesn't know any of the reporters, not their names, who they worked for. This is what happens when you dodge open press conferences for 100 days. Just say.
Oh, crap, we're on that question. Dang it.
Yes. But notice he mentions people's names when he has it written down in front of him.
Yep.
Right. Has someone's names, says it, and then looks around to hear, over here, sir. Right. But watch what happens.
Thank you, Mr. President. I know some of my colleagues will get into some specific issues, but I wanted to zoom out on your first year in office. Inflation is up. Your signature domestic legislation is stalled in Congress. In a few hours from now, the Senate, an effort in the Senate to deal with voting rights and voting reform legislation is going to fail. COVID-19 is still taking the lives of 1,500 Americans every day, and the nation's divisions are just as raw as they were a year ago. Did you overpromise to the American public what you could achieve in your first year in office, and how do you plan to course correct going forward?
Why are you such an optimist? Look,
it's not funny.
I didn't overpromise, but I have probably outperformed what anybody thought would happen.
He
outperformed.
He performed.
Outperformed.
He didn't outperform, but
Babe, he outperformed expectations.
Yeah, because remember, y'all said he was going to be out of the office by November.
You know what? Bay's right.
That's fair.
That's right.
That's fair. I'll
he
give
made
that to
it
you,
this
Bay.
far. But outperformed the Afghanistan travesty, record inflation and
84 billion.
And weapons over there.
And it's kind of funny, who got American weapons right now?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Taliban, Iran, and China. Right? Don't ever school me on gun rights when you gave $85 billion to the Afghanistan and guns.
No.
But yeah, record inflation and prices affecting every American. Unconstitutional mandates outperformed.
Yeah.
Crime and murder rates at all-time highs in our cities. China and Russia, as mentioned. The southern border crisis. Fentanyl. Boom, coming in. The handling of COVID, defying gravity and actually falling up a flight of steps, outperformed. Saying and agreeing with Let's Go Brandon on live TV.
That was funny.
Outperformed.
That was funny.
He keeps saying pay wages are up, right? Sure, for some. But if wages increase 1.5%, but inflation and the cost of everything increased well above 7%, that means you still can't afford simple things to go buy. Do the math, Joe. We the people are losing money. All right.
Always.
Back to the press conference here, all right? Quote, unquote. So Biden didn't take a question from Fox News and even tried to end it before the most watched cable news station ever could ask a question. So when they figured out he was trying to wrap it up by looking at the watch, you know how he does that? Remember the funeral of our 13 dead service members?
Yep. I remember that.
Yeah, outperformed. Well, they spoke up, and they asked about the division in this country, which could be the most important topic of all. Here is Peter Doocy of Fox News finally getting the microphone.
Yes!
How many more hours am I doing this? I'm happy to stick around.
Look at that crap eating boy.
You always ask me the nicest questions.
No, nobody asks you questions. Right. Because you don't do press conferences, but let's continue.
I know you do.
All right.
None of them make a lot of sense to me, but I...
Says the kettle.
Well, let's try.
Fire away. Come on.
A new year. Why are you trying so hard in your first year to pull the country so far to the left?
Well, I'm not. I don't know what you consider to be too far to the left. If, in fact, we're talking about making sure that we had the money for COVID, making sure we had the money to put together the bipartisan infrastructure, making sure we were able to provide for those things that, in fact, would significantly reduce the burden on working class people, but make them, they have to continue to work hard. I don't know how that is pulling it to the left. If you may recall, You guys have been trying to convince me that I am.
Real quick, whisper alert. This is the position he gets into when he's getting ready to whisper. Okay? You know the weird whisper thing he does?
Yes.
Yeah.
Brace yourselves.
Here it comes. He's getting ready.
Bernie Sanders. I'm not. I like him, but I'm not Bernie Sanders. I'm not a socialist. I'm a mainstream Democrat, and I have been. And mainstream Democrats have overrun me. If you notice, the 48 of the 50 Democrats supported me in the Senate on virtually everything I've asked.
What he said Republican?
Because he doesn't know what he's saying, Bang. Well, the whisperer in chief is back. And a moderate Democrat, really, Biden? A moderate Democrat that attempted to get $500,000 in the hands of each illegal immigrant and grant them all amnesty. After breaking our laws on day one, a moderate Democrat, really? Moderate Democrat that tried to give the federal government the ability to force businesses to employ only people who have gotten an irreversible medical procedure for something that has a 99.7% survival rate. A moderate Democrat, really? One that just tried to spend $5 trillion of American taxpayers' money that would have shut down our energy sector and give priority to foreign nations. Really? Moderate Democrat that had the FBI investigate moms showing up to school board meetings. How moderate of you. Moderate Democrat that just attempted and failed to remove the system in which amendments are made to the Constitution of the United States. Moderate. It's bullshit. Wake up, Joe Biden. Wake up.
He
Joe
can't.
Biden, wake up.
He can't.
Your Democrat Party left you a long time ago. And that party is now so pro-socialism. But we all know this, including you, Joe Biden. Why do you think he didn't allow Ducey to follow up and bring up the same things? Because he knows. He just moved on. But overall, and as expected, I found the questions to be a bit disappointing. Nothing asked about the southern border during this time. 2 hours. You couldn't, not one reporter, quote unquote reporter, could ask, hey, 2 million illegals came in 2021. Comment? Nothing about that. Nothing about the fentanyl pouring in. Which, by the way, do you know this? Fentanyl is now the leading cause of death in America for ages 18 to 49.
Really?
Number one.
Wow.
Nothing asked about it. Not one question about the record high crime and murders in the 16 Democrat-ran cities. Not one question. No questions asked about actual education courses, CRT, and indoctrination of American children led by leftist teachers union. Not one question. So again, 2 hours, you reporters, members of the media, you don't have the balls to ask? Man. Now we know why. 10 months.
Except for 2.
Well, yeah. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. 10 months since Joe Biden has done a true press conference. Because it's a complete disaster. No wonder why only 1 in 3 Americans approve of this guy. My question to them is, what do they actually approve of? Socialism? If so, just say it out loud. If you're for it, why are you so afraid to say it publicly? Got no balls. Even the ones who identify as having balls, you don't have any.
Or they just don't like Trump.
Could be.
Yeah, most likely.
So what is? I don't like Trump. I don't like a guy who goes on Twitter and says bad things. But I'd rather have socialism than that.
That's what people do.
Yep.
Talk about apples and oranges.
Oranges, yes. Orange man bad. What are your thoughts on it all? Type in those comments, smash the like button. Definitely help us out by sharing this video. Subscribe to the channel.
Well, I would say, I mean, this is exactly why the Revolutionary War had needed to happen. Because people like this one man should not be in charge of an entire nation.
No.
We needed to build a framework for a country where one person doesn't make all the decisions.
Absolutely. And again, it is the states that created the federal government, not the other way around.
Correct.
stop forgetting that. Or read a book called The Constitution.
Could they read?
All right. Hey, we'll get to the comments in a bit. Normally we got a broad in here reading the comments, but just not today. No, that's me being. That's a joke. I'm not sexist. I grew up with 3 sisters. I was sexist once. My father beat me up for it. It's the truth. But let's move forward. All right.
Oh yeah.
Did a man who identify as a cis biological male just end the transgender debate on Dr. Phil?
I don't even know what that means.
Let's find out now on the Joe Padula Show. Absolutely. Hey, type in your comments, your questions, your answers, and hey, for the chance to win a free shirt from our Let's Go Brandon shop at lgbonlinestore.com, smash that like button. Make sure to share this video, and you got to be subscribed to the channel. And for the new year, use promo code Joe at the checkout for 25% off. Yep, the more you do it, the more you share the whole bit, the better the chances to win a free shirt by the end of this week, which is, oh my God, tomorrow. Crazy.
Is there a shirt that says I identify as being vaccinated?
We can make that.
That would be funny.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. All right, so let's do this one. You got Daily Wire podcast host, Nashville native, by the way, Matt Walsh.
Yes.
He appeared on an episode of Dr. Phil. That's right, the guy who looks like an overweight Chris Rock. So this is where the conservative battled left-wing gender ideology and asked 2 guests who identify as non-binary to define what a woman is. Just asked, straight up, what's the definition? So what is a woman? Yeah, comment. Type it in. Type in your comments. What is your definition of a woman?
Big breasts and a nice.
Look, that's why we need women in here. That's why.
Well, mine.
Right now, the testosterone levels through the roof. Right, John Cena?
My definition of the woman.
Yeah, back.
Is a woman I marry and send my DNA with to make a baby.
Okay, there you go.
That's my definition.
Reproduction.
Yeah.
Okay, Chief.
Reproduction. I mean, I guess I have a very...
That gets addressed also, by the way, the reproduction word. We'll get into that one.
I guess I have a very, 1940s mind. Like, I believe that women should, if they want to run a company, by all means do it. But, men go out, do the providing for the family, and women take care of the children in the house. That's just...
How dare you?
I know. How dare I?
How dare you?
If I had pearls, I'd clutch them. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's take a look at what a woman is when this question is asked and the answers given by the non-binary guests.
That's a question I would like to throw out to other members of the panel, actually, because just like the 4-year-old can't answer what is a girl, well, this is one of the problems with this left-wing gender ideology, is that no one who espouses it can even tell you what these words mean. Like, what is a woman? Can you tell me what a woman is?
No, I can't. Because it's not for me to say. Womanhood looks different for everybody.
What do you define a woman as?
An adult human female.
And what does a female mean?
Well,
how
that's
do you define a female?
someone with female reproductive organs.
Okay.
Someone who's, here's the thing. When you're female, it goes right down to your bone.
Okay, hold on. I want you to listen to the statement that Matt Walsh is about to make. It just may be the statement to make whenever debating anyone what a woman is, what a man is.
Well,
how
that's
do you define a
someone with female reproductive organs.
Okay.
Someone who's, here's the thing. When you're female, it goes right down to your bones, your DNA. So that's why if someone dies, we could dig up their bones 100 years from now. We have no idea what they believed in their head, but we can tell what sex they were because it's ingrained in every fiber of their being.
Interesting.
It is.
Yep.
We can dig up their bones 100 years from now. We have no idea what they believed in their head, but we can tell by what sex they were because that's ingrained in every fiber of their being. Follow the science, right?
But that's only to a certain point, when it comes to certain people.
Bae, do you think the archaeologist in 100 years that is digging up this cold case says, hey, feds, I got something here. What is it? Well, the bones are a woman, but I don't know what it identifies as because it's dead. Man. But listen to how the non-binary guest responds. You could tell this person wasn't even listening to the answer given from the question that they just asked. They just had their talking point to say as soon as the guy finished saying whatever noises were coming out of his mouth. Ever talk to people like that? Mm-hmm. That just, they ask a question, they don't care what your response is because they already have an answer for whatever you're going to say. How open-minded, huh?
It's like the racist card.
Mm-hmm.
You can say whatever you want. Well, that's racist.
Right. Well, let's take a look.
So that's why if someone dies, we could dig up their bones 100 years from now. We have no idea what they believed in their head, but we can tell what sex they were because it's ingrained in every fiber of their being.
Interesting. So I'm trying to understand. Your definition is that a woman is someone who is female, you said, right?
Correct.
Gotcha.
Is a biological female.
So what happens if we have maybe someone who is female, identifies as a woman, right? You know, cisgender woman, right? As you just explained, maybe doesn't have the ability to reproduce. Maybe doesn't have those organs that you're talking about that are reproductive organs.
But I have answered the question.
Still a female.
You stood up here and said trans women are women.
Yes.
Tell me what you mean. What is a woman?
Womanhood is something that, just as Ethan explained, I cannot define because I am not
but
myself.
You used the word, so what did you mean when you said trans women are women if you don't know what it means?
Right. So here's the thing.
Oh, try to. Do you see the non-binary person go to Dr. Phil, right? A little crutch leaning right there. Still not answering. What is a woman? Let's continue. I had to do the stop because of the copyright infringement stuff, right? You got to break it up.
So I do not define what a woman is because I do not identify as a woman. Womanhood is something that is an umbrella term. It includes people who...
That describes what?
People who identify as a woman.
Identify as what?
As a woman.
What is that?
Was to each their own. Each woman, each man, each person is going to have a different relation with their own gender identity and define it differently. And so trans women are women too.
Oh, the audience. Oh, Dr. Phil, you and your left-leaning audience. But listen, watch.
And you want to hold on.
I'm laughing at Dr. Phil. You won't even tell me what the word means, though. So
you
that's
want to
the
reduce
problem.
women, you want to reduce men down to maybe just their genetics, our genitals, our chromosomes, right? That's what you're saying.
You want to do is
that's what
you want to do is appropriate women. You want to appropriate womanhood.
Okay.
And turn it into basically a costume that can be worn.
Damn. Damn.
He ain't lying.
The two non-binary never gave a definition of a woman, which was the question that they started with. What would they have as a definition dictionary for a woman? Alexa, what is the definition of a woman?
As a noun, woman can have a few meanings. 1. The female human being, as distinguished from a girl or a man. 2. An adult female person. 3. A female attendant to a lady of rank. 4. A wife.
Some leftist head just exploded somewhere.
We gotta fix
I was about to say, someone's on the phone with Amazon right now.
We gotta fix this.
Okay? What do they want? What do they want the definition of a woman to be in the dictionary? It's that simple. Do they want... I can't say your name, I should go off again. Blah, blah, blah. What is the definition of a woman?
I told you about
whatever a person wants it to be. Then you can have that for every definition. Do you know what I mean?
You can't because...
But here's why they want to do it. Because they want to change the entire system. Because they're socialists. They can't stand freedom-loving people. You do you, boo. I don't care.
Yep.
But I don't have to adapt what you want me to.
Yes, that's my God-given right.
Man. But let's get into this one. What about the pronoun debate?
Oh, gosh.
Okay, I know, Mikey. I know. She wants to be called he, vice versa. Sometimes they.
I just call him it.
How do you think Matt Walsh responded to this topic? I
would assume I've seen Jordan Peterson was asked the same question. He was basically asked, like, why does your right to free speech trump a trans person's right not to be offended?
Oh my God, did you say Trump? It's a triggering word.
I did.
Let's take a look.
You racist orange man
that
bag.
they don't identify with the sex that they have been biologically created as and assigned at birth based on their genitalia. If they don't feel that way, that
why do they use such tall chairs? It looks
I've-
obnoxious.
I have always wondered that.
Right? Dr. Phil, it looks like you're at a theme park and you're in like the big chairs.
It is
Well,
a theme
and then
park.
and then when they
You know
have
what?
and then when they have kids on there and the kid hops down, their like shoulder
Oh
is up
my
at the chair.
God.
You get a good show every time you watch it.
Back to the pronouns.
there's no construct that describes that, experiences that.
Well, that's got nothing to do with the reality. So you can feel however you want. I mean, I could sit here and say that I feel like a tomato plant, but that doesn't mean that I actually am those things. So your self-perception, you can have whatever self-perception you want, but you can't expect me to take part in that self-perception
Nope.
or to take part in this kind of charade, this theatrical production. You don't get your own pronouns, just like you don't get your own prepositions or your own adjectives. You know, it's like if I were to tell you, my adjectives are handsome and brilliant. And no matter, whenever you're talking about me, you have to describe me as handsome and brilliant because that's how I identify. Makes no sense. You don't get your own pronouns. That's grammar, that's language.
So you think it's a delusion? Someone is self-delusional.
Yeah, I think it's delusion. It could be mental illness. It could be it's a lot of different things. With children, you know, there's also just a basic confusion that all kids have. Like that's why when you hear someone, a parent say, "Oh, my 4-year-old son came to me and said that I'm a girl now, and so that's what I'm gonna raise him as a girl." No, you're a 4-year-old. I have 4 kids. When a 4-year-old boy comes to you and says, "Oh, I'm a girl," here's a good follow-up question. What is a girl? Ask him what he means by that. What do you mean by girl? And when you ask him that, here's what he'll tell you. He will tell you what he really means is that he wants to do some of the things that girls do, like play with the dollhouse, or you know, he likes the color pink. That's fine, play with the dollhouse, but you're still a boy.
Yeah. Is it narcissistic and selfish to make others change their definitions and meanings of words just so they don't get offended or triggered? Like, damn. Matt Walsh nailed this. And
Yeah.
you could see the faces of the two non-binary people that are sitting there in those big, tall chairs, and they're like, I don't know how to counteract that, except for making faces of whatever.
Disgust,
Yeah, disgust faces. That's all they got.
Well, and I mean, they made a good point. Like, you're asking me to redefine words that, you know, it's the English language, like they and them. You use those when you're talking about multiple people, not a singular person. It's I don't even know how to grammatically put a sentence together and call a singular person
Chief,
they or them.
You're a masculine-looking guy. I'll give you that. That's all you got going for you.
Mm,
If you
bold
ever
assumption.
identify as a female,
Okay.
and I say, "Hey, sir, how are you?" and then you go, "How dare you?" I identify as a woman. I will ask you, thanks to Matt Walsh, could you define a woman to me?
Yeah.
And then I will now use, in 100 years, when I dig up your dead body, because I still take my apple cider vinegar, I'll still be alive. Okay? I still take my vitamins every day. I still got pure blood. Okay? And I bring it to a lab, and it says this is the body of a male. Are you not a male? It's the science.
It is.
Why do they not want to follow the science when it comes to this? Global warming, follow the science.
Yep.
COVID, follow the science.
Yep.
Gender, however you want, whatever you feel. A woman is whatever you want a woman to be. You lost the argument. Matt Walsh just did it on network television. It's over. We're now equipped on how to have this discussion. You can call yourself whatever you want. But in 100 years, when someone digs up your body, we'll know what you are.
Well, and his point about, you know, being, if I'm a tomato plant, like, are you just going to call me a tomato plant? I mean, do these people want our every interaction with someone else, like if I've never met you before, Joe, and I'm walking down the street or I'm in a store or something, I see you, should my very first words to you be, "Excuse me, what should I refer to you as?" Or should it be, "Oh, hey, sir, how's it going?"
I mean, to be honest with you, it all boils down to sir and ma'am, okay, this is all a distraction. Babe, you know what I'm talking about. It's all a distraction from structure. What happens when you don't have structure? You have chaos. What can you do with chaos? Change your government.
Use it and manipulate.
Okay? It's all about creating chaos. Stick to what you feel. They want to stick to what they feel? So be it. You do you, boo. Or whatever.
See if someone try to call me him.
You don't have to change your ways if you're good with that. That's their message. You can be you. So yes, you can be you too. All right.
I'm not identifying myself as a him. Who the heck is him? Like I ain't got a name on nothing.
Someone in the comments made a point that I've brought up before.
What's
so
that
LGBTQ, right? The B, the B stands for
I can't see their name,
bisexual,
right?
Right. Well, the prefix bi means two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so,
bi. Right. I know.
Implying that there's only two.
I know. So whatever. You got to get rid of the B's. Yo, if you've never seen Dave Chappelle's Sticks and Stones, watch that.
Haven't seen it.
Watch Dave Chappelle's Sticks and Stones.
You gotta watch it.
I'll check it out.
You gotta watch
the,
it. You didn't hear about the controversy
on
about
the G's, the L's, the B's, and the T's. Oh, it's brilliant.
They don't like me.
You know that one with those two ladies.
Nicole D checking in.
Which one?
What's up, Danielle? How you doing, D?
About the when Dave Chappelle was talking about the LGBT and all that.
Oh, yes,
And you had those
yeah.
two, that's the one.
Oh, okay.
Danielle checking in. What's up, Danielle? Her and I, we don't see eye to eye on politics at all. But she writes, thought you know it makes no...
know it males.
Thought you know it males know what a woman is. Yes, we know what a woman is.
I know my version of my.
Ben knows his version.
I know my version of a woman.
Danielle, mine is too.
Big butt, big breast, and a
Well,
hoo-ha.
well, I mean, biology.
I've seen some guys that fit that description.
Yeah. Again, if you want to identify as, you identify as anything. But, hey, I'm just going to continue to identify with the science.
If the guys want to identify themselves as a woman, I'll just call them Ihorn.
What's up, Lisa? Sorry I haven't been able to get to the comments today. It's just been, Melissa Marquet checking in. What's going on, guys? I'll get to all these in a bit too, when we tonight when we get done. But all right, like a Friday night. Let's wrap it up. All right. Mikey, what'd you learn on the show today? Anything stand out for you?
Biden got the worst press conference ever.
It wasn't good. It's unfortunate too, because I mean, if you make the analogy, he's flying the ship. He's flying the airplane. The USA Air, right? And here we are, we're all on the plane, and he's the pilot of the plane. I don't know. I think he's relying too much on the co-captain.
I just hope
co-pilot.
Well, he's that. Oh, they say he's gonna have that State of the Union sometime in 2 months.
March.
I can't watch it. I just can't.
You have to though. Yeah.
No, I can't.
I want this guy to do. I was hoping in this press conference he was going to come out and say, "Hey, okay, you know what? Things are bad. Let's really sit down and talk about it. If you're too far left, I'm sorry. If you're too far right, I'm sorry. Okay? Because the majority of us are in the middle.
Yep.
That's really how it is.
Yep.
So the majority of us are going to get back on track. We're going to do the best that we can for the fringes. But no, it was still one side of the bookend. And that's the problem. And not admitting that there is no problem. That's a problem. This guy needs to go to economics AA. All right. Chief, what'd you learn? Anything stand out for you?
Well, one thing I was thinking about, we talk about how bad Joe Biden is, but I think one thing people don't think about is this is the guy that other countries are looking to as the example for our country.
Yeah.
So I mean, the standard. I mean, he has dropped it way low.
Did you see what happened in England today?
What?
Boris Johnson, whether it's because the ratings or elections coming up or whatever, just said, okay, hello. Well, I can't do it. All of the UK, no mandates for masks, vaccine, passports, schools, businesses. It's all over.
Really?
Today.
He just turned.
Wow.
He just turned over a new leaf.
He just went, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
We're winning. Do you understand this? All you have to do is not comply with unconstitutional edicts and mandates. You know when Biden went on camera and said, I'm going to, if you have a business with 100 employees or more, you have to get them vaccinated. Do you know he never signed a piece of paper and just said it at a press conference?
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it.
Interesting.
As soon as he went to put ink to paper, that's when the Supreme Court goes, no. It's crazy.
It is.
But yeah, we're winning. We're winning. And all you have to do is just have common sense and not be afraid.
And I think the thing that people don't realize is even if all these mandates and everything go away, if you still want to go get the vaccine, do it.
Go.
If you still want to wear a mask whenever you go out somewhere, do it.
I don't want to wear a mask.
Some of you I encourage to wear a mask. Please. You know who I'm talking about.
I don't want to wear a mask.
Here's the thing. Here's why they're upset by this. There's people that are upset by this and why they're going to be upset when it finally comes to here, when it goes enough is enough. Because from day one, they were all in. They chose a tribe. They chose a side. They said, okay. And they said, if I'm going to do this, I get special privileges now. I'm privileged. I'm vaccinated. I wear a mask. I do everything they say. I get privileges. I get to go into restaurants. I get to go to the museum. Now, no mandates, no passports. All right, just go do what you got to do. My privilege. You're taking away my privilege that I earned for obeying. And that's why they get mad with you, that you don't jab up. They call it jab. That's why they get mad with you. That it has nothing to do with protecting grandma and everything. They don't give a damn. It's all about them and their privilege that they earned by complying. Damn. Do you remember when the left was anti-corporation and big pharma and government? We're the cool kids now.
I remember.
Republicans are the cool kids now. That is why today, first time in over almost 30 years, there are now in America more registered Republicans than there are Democrats.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're the cool kids now. You know why? Because we said fuck off. Oh, sorry. You got me all worked up. Bay, what'd you learn?
Oh, well, Biden now is mine. So, you know.
Yeah.
I still don't get people. You know.
Wait, you just now learned that, Bay?
No, I've been knowing that ever since he said that if you don't vote for me, you're not black.
Yep.
Fuck that. I'm sorry. No.
Wake up.
Joe Biden, wake up. All right. I said enough. That's my Lisa. Oh, the F word. That's your favorite word. Okay. Ed Reynolds checking in. He goes, I just tuned in. What do you expect from a guy who can't even fall down the stairs the right way? Yeah, we talked about that earlier too. It's one of his big failures.
Yeah.
Falling up the steps. How do you do that?
Did you see the memes after that? People were putting their guns at the top of the stairs, like, "Come get them, Joe."
Here you go. Here's my guns. Here's my rights. The best one I saw was Trump hitting a golf ball and hit him.
That's funny. All
right. Hey, thanks for enabling us to have a conversation. Keep those comments coming. I'll get to them tonight. And we'll see you next time on the Joe Padula Show. America's Party with a Purpose. Absolutely.
He doesn't wonder what it's like on the ground in Afghanistan. He's been there, serving our country and defending Lady Liberty.
Absolutely.
It's the Joe Padula Show, Clarksville's Conversation.
There was
who's bashing me on here? Hold on, don't go anywhere yet. Hold on. Who's bashing? What do we got?
It was way up there.
We can use this time now that
Scroll up.
It was way up there.
Yeah, it was like one of the first, maybe 10 comments.
I might have to go to.
Where's it? Yeah, keep going up.
That's it. Hold on.
I mean, I could pull it up on my phone, maybe.
Such an immature conversation about his press conference.
That wasn't it.
No, you'll definitely.
Oh, was it?
You'll know it when you see it.
It was a long one.
It was a long comment. It was a long comment. Let me see if I can pull it up on here.
Yeah, see if you can pull it up because I'm maxed out on scrolling up on this.
Yeah, but
I don't know. Hey, listen, I don't mind if you disagree. I'm glad you're here. You know what I mean? Like Bay was telling me. A friend of mine who I'm blocked from and everything, okay? Just sent, oh, you got it?
She got it.
Just made a post how her eyes are now awake to alternative treatments for COVID. Of that we can't mention on YouTube. and the first thing that comes to my head is not I told you so, right? The first thing that comes to my head is
I told you so.
Is good for you. Good for you that you're able to open up your brain, your eyes, and your mind to other realities, not just one narrative. Listen, if you can change my mind on things, I'm all for it and welcome. I have no issue saying, man, you make a good point. I want to be on the good point side. All right, what's the comment?
It was from Carolyn Hollingsworth Hanson.
Of course, Carolyn.
She
hates
said,
me. I love her, though. What's up, Carolyn? I love you.
She said, we now know Padula can't get a real job. That's why he's asking for people to promote the crap show. How about we take a look at what Padula has done good for anyone but himself?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't like this comment, feel free to keep scrolling. We did. I'm just stating the same truth about him that he does about all those he bashes. I guess it's the only thing he can do to feel like a big man because he's actually a Oeon. O-E-O-N.
You know what she's baiting me to do?
What's that?
The private messages that I have between her and I. Okay? She is baiting me, all right, to open up the private messages, which I've personally promised her to say I'm going to keep these private between us. And the amount of love that we have discussed and talked about and saying, hey, how are you? And this, and some personal things that are going on in some people's lives. She is baiting me to break that promise, to say, see, I told you you can't trust him. But Carolyn, I still love you. Everything we talked about, I hope it's working out. I really do. We may disagree. You may be a socialist. Who knows? But you're still a human. I still love you. I'm not going to agree with you, just based on policy that has been proven to be a failure for now decades and decades and decades. So, hey, Carolyn, I love you.
Carolyn, come to the light.
Carolyn! Carolyn, come to the light. Hey, Carolyn, you're always more than welcome in here. I've told you that many times. But no, I'm not going to reveal our private messages that show that, hey, we actually care about each other. You know what I mean? Right. So there you go. All right. We got that out of the way. Hey, do I have to do the teaser again? All right. Thanks for allowing us to have a conversation. Absolutely.
He doesn't wonder what it's like on the ground in Afghanistan. He's been there, serving our country and defending Lady Liberty.
Absolutely.
It's the Joe Padula Show, Clarksville's Conversation.